Hello, good morning, children. Our today's topic is gene regulation and gene expression. First of all, we should understand that what is gene regulation and what is gene expression. Actually, what happens up to now, again and again, in every video, I start from the central dogma only, that first of all, the DNA has transcribes its information on mRNA in the nucleus, and then mRNA comes out of the nucleus and translates its information in the form of polypeptide chain. Polypeptide means protein, and protein are required for the building or construction of body. They are the building blocks of our body, proteins. Every part of our body is made up of actually the protein only. The enzymes are also proteins. Many of the hormones are also proteins. Your muscles, your blood, your bones, your cartilage, and everything, every part, cell membrane even is also made up of protein. That means whatever the protein will be formed in the body, on the basis of that only the phenotype will be formed. Because that protein is actually a product of a gene. So when do this protein is required in the body, then only the gene coding for that protein will also get switched on. Our genes always do not remain in the switch on condition. When their product is needed, and their product is what? Protein. When their product is needed in the body, then only the genes coding for that product, and product is what? Protein only. So genes coding for that protein will switch on. Otherwise, they will remain switch off. This we can understand it this way, कि when it is summer season, then functioning of fan is required, so it remains in the switch on condition. But when its product, that is air, is not required, then it remains in the switch off condition. We keep it off. And when its product air is required, then we switch it on. So that way the genes also switch it on and switch it off on the basis of the requirement of their product. This is called as gene expression. But how do genes get switch on and switch off? This is called as gene regulation. How can a gene can turned off? How can a gene can turned on? This is called as gene regulation. Some of the genes always remains in the on condition because their products are always needed in the body. Suppose the enzymes which are involved in the process of respiration, those enzymes are always required in the body. And those enzymes are actually the protein, and these protein are actually decoded by some genes. So those genes which are coding for these enzymes will always remain in the switch on condition. They are always remain in the switch on condition. But if the product is not needed in the body, suppose the hormone insulin always not required in the same amount in the body, sometime it is required more, sometime it is required less, and sometime it may not required. So on the basis of its requirement, the gene coding for this product or this protein insulin will also get turned on and turned off. These examples are not given in book, but just to make you understand, I am giving these examples. This is one thing. Now, at what level this can be controlled? Regulation of the gene can be done at various levels. These levels are given in the book. I am going to show you. At transcription level, and when the heterogeneous RNA is formed and its splicing is being done at that level, and when that processed RNA comes out of the nucleus at that time, or when the translation occurs at that time. So these are the 4 levels where the gene regulation can be done. To explain this, in your syllabus there is an example of prokaryotes in E. coli. That in E. coli, how do genes turn on and turn off, it is being explained. Suppose a E. coli bacteria is cultured in a medium containing lactose. It is a nutritive medium. If it would have been glucose, so glucose is a simple sugar, no need of digestion of glucose is required, so that this process will not occur, which I am going to discuss you. But if lactose is there in the medium, its catabolism will be required, its breakdown will be required. So first of all, its absorption in the cell E. coli is required. For that also one enzyme is required, permease, which will increase the permeability of E. coli bacteria, so that first of all lactose will be absorbed in the cell E. coli. After that, once the lactose will be absorbed in the cell, its catabolism is required. That will be performed by 2 enzymes, beta galactosidase and transacetylase. That means just to catabolize the lactose, the 3 enzymes are needed. That is transacetylase, beta galactosidase and permease. How do these enzymes will be formed? It all depends upon the gene which are coding for these enzymes. Those genes should turn on, then only these enzymes will be formed. So this is how we can explain the process of gene expression and gene regulation, and that is being explained by, this is called as operon concept, as here lactose is being taken as a inducer of this operon, hence it is called as lac operon. Various genes are involved in this process and those are called as operon. Complete unit is called as operon, which I am going to discuss you. Now this lac is for lactose, operon is a group of genes which we are going to discuss, and it is being explained by Jacob-Monod and Francois-Jacob and Jacob-Monod, and this is called as operon concept, which I am going to discuss you in the next video. Thank you.